Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, Ron's Keto Cafe, and I'm Ron. If you're new, welcome, and if you're a returning member, welcome back. And if you're a new member, please share, like, and subscribe to my channel. Well, welcome to another recipe. Today we're making strawberry cheesecake, one of my absolutely favorites. Now, I made this several times in the past over the course of my weight loss journey. But, since we're in the summer months, I decided to make another one. And today we're going to be doing this as a premiere. So I won't be talking live over the video, but I will be answering any questions for you while I'm making the cheesecake. And, see how it goes. So forgive me if I mess up and say teaspoon when I meant to say tablespoon. I'll try to be careful and I'll try to talk nice and clear. So I have some fresh strawberries, some room temperature cream cheese and some sour cream, a couple of eggs and some spices, and a half of a lemon for about a tablespoon of lemon and some vanilla extract. We're going to make a graham crust and pop that in a springform pan, and I'll put the mixture that I mix all together for the cream cheese filling into the pan after that's been cooked for a little while. Pop that in the oven for about 40 minutes. And then we're going to let it cool down for a while, pop it in the refrigerator overnight, and then the next day we'll make the puree for the strawberries for the cheesecake, and we'll slice a piece together and we'll talk about it. And I'm going to do this in two parts. I'm going to do the whole process in one, and then the second process in two, put it all together. And while everything is playing out, we'll talk about it and answer any questions what you have for me, how it tasted, anything you want to ask. So without further ado, let's go right into it. And again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And how do you like that thumbnail that I made? Huh? Pretty classy. And so I'm in the back room. I'm going to do everything in the back room, and I'll finish it up in the front room when I go to put it in the oven. And I'll show you that process, just putting the pan in the oven and how it looks when you take it out of the oven. Now, when you put the final product in the oven itself, when you put the mixture inside your springform pan over the crust, we're going to put a piece of foil on the bottom of the pan, and what that does is it prevents the pan from causing the graham cracker crust to burn. And so we got to keep an eye on that, because that'll go into a 350 degree preheated oven for about 6 minutes, and we'll pop it out and we'll let it cool down. And while that's all cooling down, we'll make our mixture for that, and just we'll go through the procedure. So enough said of all that. Let's get right into the recipe. Again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Love you guys, and we'll come back, and when we sample it all together, we'll have a good time. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for subscribing. Well, today we're making a strawberry cheesecake, and right now what we got going on in our mixing bowl, we have a cup and a half of almond flour. We have let me get my directions. We have a half a tablespoon of sweetener, and then we have 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. So that's our base for our graham cracker crust, and then we're going to be putting in some oil. And the amount of oil that we're going to be putting in is going to be 4 tablespoons of oil, and we have avocado oil, and it could be any oil or melted butter of your choice. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to take our whisk, and we're going to just whisk it, kind of get the lumps out. So I'm cooking in the back room today and getting everything prepped and going. This is all going to be going into the kitchen afterwards. And I got my new setup over here. I bought a nice table at Walmart's, so I can get away from the kitchen area. I don't have to worry about the kitten. So we got that nice and incorporated. And then we have our oil already measured out to 4 tablespoons. Okay, that just dumps right in. And then what we're going to do, guys, you guys know. Okay, make sure you get it all in. And then we're just going to clean up our table as we go along. If it seems too dry, you can add a little more oil or a little more butter to it. But the texture that you're looking for the oil and the almond flour that you're mixing all together is like a granularly type thing. I may add a little more oil to this because I don't like how the texture is. So hang on, be right back. We decided to use the spatula instead of the whisk because the spatula mixes it up a little bit better. So we're going to add just a little more oil to it. It's a little bit dry to me. I'm guessing probably another couple of tablespoons, and that's fine. And that's avocado oil that I'm using, by the way. We're going to mix. So that's the texture you're looking for. You don't want it overly wet. If it seems too wet to you, you can add a little more almond flour. If it's too dry, just add a little more oil to it. And that's fine for what we want it for. So now we got a 9-inch springform pan lined with parchment paper. And I put a little bit of oil on the bottom there to hold it down. So you just take your spatula and you just put it right in. And at this point, you should have your oven preheated to 350. Okay. All you do is you just take the palm of your hand or your tip fingers of your hand and or your spatula maybe. You just form a crust around the other edge of the your pan. Okay, there you have it. So let's go get that going in the oven at 350 for about 6 to 8 minutes, and we'll be watching for it. You do not want to forget about it because you don't want to burn your crust. So that goes in the oven at 350 on a preheated oven, and then we'll come back and we'll start mixing the other ingredients together, okay? So okay, this is about what the texture you're looking for. It's a nice smoothie, creamy filling, and it smells absolutely divine. Bottom for the cheesecake just came out of the oven. I can touch it to the touch. I'm not getting burnt. It's nice and brown around the edge. So I'm going to show you a trick. Take a piece of regular aluminum foil. And the reason why you're doing this, guys, is so you don't want it to burn. Because this is going to go in the oven at 350 for about 40 minutes. Okay. So you wanted something like this. That's the tip of the day. And I made this plenty of times before. These come out really, really good, by the way. So there you go. You get that on there. So you just take your cheesecake mixture, your filling. Okay, there you have it. So let's go get that in the oven at 350, bake that for 40 minutes. When that cools down, we'll put it in the refrigerator, and then tomorrow we'll top it off with some strawberries, and hopefully we'll have a good success popping the spring form pan off of the cheesecake. Hi guys, so our cheesecake just came out of the oven. Let me see if I can move it a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. I don't want to get my fingers in there. Move my cake. You can tell by it's a little bit jiggly. So we're gonna let that cool, and we're gonna put a foil on it and put it in the refrigerator overnight, and then tomorrow we'll decorate it with some strawberries. Hi guys, so we are back. So we're gonna make the strawberry puree that's gonna go on top of our cheesecake. I got some strawberries over here. They're fresh. I rinsed them off. And I got a nice little cutting board on my nice little table. Well, once we get the strawberries all cut in half and sliced, we're going to take them. We're going to put them in this little Ninja mixer. And I got the stick that goes on top of that. And what I'll do is I'll put a quarter of a cup of that powdered swerve. And that'll be a sweetener for that. And then I'll pour it all over the cheesecake and put a couple of fresh strawberries on the top, and we'll cut the strawberry cheesecake and sample it together, and hopefully we'll have a good release of the pan so it doesn't disintegrate the cheesecake. But these are the strawberries we got, so let's go ahead and get these all trimmed up. And I'm just gonna dump them right into that pot, right into the bowl. I don't even think I need to dirty another bowl. It's great getting strawberries this time of year. Now, how many strawberries do I have in here? Probably about a half of a cup or so, because these are small strawberries. A little bad part over there. You might see more of my hand than actually me cutting up strawberries. I think what I want to do is I'm going to move my camera when I do my next video to the other end of the table, and I'm going to just switch the table around the other way and see if I can put it in front over there, the wall area. I got a few more strawberries to cut. I was hoping to get some really good tasting strawberries, but these didn't taste that great when I had a sample one earlier. So I'm gonna have to sweeten them up a little bit. And I live in an apartment, so that's all that noise you're hearing is from outside because I got my windows open. It's a warm, muggy day today. Now that we got our strawberries all prepped, now we're going to just take a little bit of confectioner powder swerve, about 1/4 of a cup, put right in. This is a 300-watt stick blender, by the way. Okay, so you saw they pureed up, no problem, no time at all. Let's move that aside. So this is the cheesecake that we made. It just came out of the refrigerator. You see it did crack because it was cooling down. And that's perfectly fine because we're going to eat it anyways. I'm just hoping that I can get a... when I pop it out of the pan, that it stays intact. Guys, and welcome back. So what I ended up doing was I ended up taking a knife and running it around the sides of the cheesecake, and then I tipped it upside down and I had to kind of like force it out. And then once I removed the bottom of the cheesecake pan, I put it on a paper plate, and then I had to reverse it onto a regular plate because the paper plate I had was too small. So now we're going to put the strawberries on top of it that we pureed. Okay, drizzle it all the way around, round. What do you guys think, huh? Now we'll get strawberry on top for a garnish. There you have our final product. So we're gonna cut it and give it a sample taste test. Hi guys, so we are back. So we're getting ready to cut into our cheesecake. Doesn't this look yummy? I put my thumbprint on the strawberry. I just tipped that around like that. The strawberries were okay, but the other ones I had from Driscoll's were a lot better last week. They were like strawberries on steroids. But this is our final product on our strawberry cheesecake. I don't know how it's going to cut. But basically, when I put everything all together for the channel, I was so happy, excited, wanted to take it out and pop it out of the springform pan with no problem. And I should have taken the knife first and then run it around the inside of the cheesecake itself, because it stuck a little bit, but I was able to get it out, and then I had to pop it from the bottom side to kind of like break it off. And this is why what I forgot to do is I forgot to spray the inside of my pan on the springform pan when I put it all together. So that's just something if you're going to make one of these, remember to do that when you're making a cheesecake or any kind of cake for that matter, if you want the cake to come out easy. And I did have parchment paper on the bottom of it, but it didn't help for the sides. But they do have side liners that I saw for cakes. You know, that might be a possible investment, but I do need some kitchen tools. I do need like nice stuff like that, and a nice mixer there, the more expensive one. So now let's remove the strawberry because I want to see how it cuts. So what I did for the strawberry puree, I took about a half a cup of strawberries, and maybe a little more, cut them all up, put them in my small little Ninja blender, my Cossack blender. And with the stick blender, I pureed it into a puree, and I put about 1/4 of a cup of powdered confectioner swerve. And now we're going to cut it. See how it cuts? It seems to cut right through, huh? Not sure on the macros on this, but pretty sure it's easy enough to figure out. You see it cutting right through it, no problem. I'll have all this gone by tomorrow. There, guys, huh? Now the whole point of this is trying to do this in the back room and not make it too much of a mess. I got a little bit of a mess to clean up later. I'm gonna put all that stuff in the dishwasher anyways. All right, now I'm gonna take it and transfer one of those pieces onto a paper plate. I've already got my photograph on my thumbnail. That guys, huh? Does that look good, guys? Tell you, it's well worth the time and effort. The fresh lemon makes a big difference in the cheesecake. The YouTuber link will be below the video. I got this from Myra from Low-Carb Love, and I made this particular recipe plenty of times before. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up my slice, figure out how I'm going to store that in the refrigerator for a day or two, and enjoy the summer treat. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Anything you want me to make, let me know in the show more, and I'll be happy to make it as I get time. And remember, next week we're going to be going carnivore, so I'm not going to be having too much more of this stuff. But you know, we'll be making recipes for this because my wife does eat that, and I'll probably have a little sample out of it from time to time just to show you what you can make to help you lose weight. Again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel. Love you guys.